Monday, July 12, 1993, the beginning of a brand new week on John and Leeza from Hollywood. From San Diego SeaWorld, we're celebrating baby Shamu's second birthday. Then, tips on how men and women can get along better from best-selling author John Gray. Janet Hubert-Whitten is here to explain why she's no longer on the hit sitcom Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Plus, entertainment reporter Sam Rubin on Tanya Tucker's country way to stay fit and Sybil Shepherd's return to TV. And Patrick Muldoon shows us his homemade videos from the set of Days of Our Lives. Now, please welcome John Tesh and Leeza Gibbons from Hollywood.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Oh.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Hope you had a good weekend.
Did you have, after my birthday, did you have any more of that cake?
After your birthday, there was no more excitement. That was pretty much it.
I have had more cake and stuff.
You've had a lot of belated birthday wishes.
Exactly. My my blood sugar has been. Thank you for your gift, by the way. She got me a ride in a hot air balloon, which I have not taken yet.
Do you like that idea?
It's a great idea. Take my wife up there.
It's the most incredible experience. It's like it is like being in heaven because it's as quiet as you will ever experience silence.
I could use a lot of that.
You could use some of that after the sugar rush. So I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, and thank you for the birthday celebration on Friday. I appreciate
it was fun. It was fun, and you don't look old. I mean, you know, you lived through the thing.
Somebody in the audience before we started actually guessed my age correctly.
That's always a bad sign when people get it right.
Now, I always love seeing who you share your birthday with. And mine, I have Angelica Houston, Tom Hanks, Brian Dennehy.
That's good.
And baby Shamu.
And baby Shamu, the killer whale.
Right, is 2 years old on my birthday. Do you know who your...
Big celebrities all. Well, Ms. Diana Ross has a birthday on the same day as mine. Mine is March 26th. I'm Aries. Now, what's this? Is it Cancer?
Feces. No, it's a joke. 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 Use it on your friends at home. They'll love it. No, it's Cancer. In fact, 3 members of my family, myself, my mom, and my sister. In fact, my mom's birthday is today. Happy birthday, Mom.
That's a fun fact to share and tell. Did you know I was born on my mother's birthday?
I didn't know that. That happens very often, apparently.
And my sister was born on my dad's birthday.
Wow.
Just I want you to bond with me, so I thought I would put that.
No, it's great stuff.
And not only was Diana Ross born on March 26th, but also Leonard Nimoy.
Dr. Spock. Mr. Spock.
That's right. Teddy Pendergrass. So, why are we talking about these birthdays? What is the deal?
Because it's baby Shamu's
Oh, because baby Shamu's second birthday.
And we're going to do a thing with baby Shamu. But there's a film that I know you're very hot to see.
Oh, you know what opened on Friday? Is this movie Free Willy. Have you guys heard about it? About the killer whale, the little boy helps him escape.
That's great, you just gave away the whole thing.
No, that's in the trailer. It's in the trailer.
You'll have to see it now. Go see Jurassic Park. It's fun.
I'm desperate to see it.
The dinosaurs win in Jurassic Park, by the way. You don't have to see that either.
And The Sleepless in Seattle is happy. Yeah, here's the thing from Free Willy. And you see this incredible friendship between this little boy and the whale. And I guess these killer whales can be extraordinary in the relationship that they can have with humans. And they do it best at SeaWorld.
Shall we go to SeaWorld?
It's the home of baby Shamu.
Right, we've set up a live remote, and we want to go there to help celebrate baby Shamu's
Oh, look, there we are. Hi.
Hi, John and Leeza.
This is baby Shamu's trainer.
This is Julie Scardina Ludwig, right, Julie?
Right, that's right. And right now, we'd like to introduce the 3 stars of SeaWorld, and they're going to be coming out in some big jumps around the pool. So if you look right over here in the pool, here's Shamu, Namu, and baby Shamu.
Aww. Shamu, Namu, and
there they go. And one more time.
Look at that incredible facility they have for them there.
There we go. Good. All right. Now, it is baby Shamu's birthday today. And so she's going to come up in our slide-out area over here so everyone can get a good look at her.
I have a feeling Julie's done this before.
So, Julie, baby Shamu is 2, right? How long will she be a baby?
Well, actually, right now, she isn't really considered a baby anymore. We like calling her a baby because she's our youngest whale out here. She's 2 years old. We had another one born here 5 years ago, and she's a 5-year-old. When they get full grown, then she's actually going to reach about 6,000 to 8,000 pounds.
There's an underwater shot. How many of you had born? Wow. How many of you had born in captivity? There she is.
Yeah, there she is.
How
There's
much?
baby Shamu.
I'm sorry, Julie. How much does she weigh?
She weighs about 1,300 pounds. And to go answer your earlier question, we've had 7 killer whales born in our parks at SeaWorld here.
How much does she eat?
She eats about 65 pounds every single day.
Of assorted fish, or what do you give her?
Yeah, she eats smelt, herring, squid, mackerel, and salmon. And we
That would be
actually...
a great gig to be one of the whales at SeaWorld.
She gets all she wants to eat. Right now, she wants to eat about 65 pounds a day.
Now, did she get the gift that we sent her? We sent her a birthday gift.
Yes, as a matter of fact, it's sitting right over here, and I think she's going to get it right about now.
It's a birthday cake made out of fish.
I don't know how many pounds of fish
All
we
right.
had to do.
Here's her birthday cake. Kelly, do you want to give her the birthday cake? There you go.
I think it's fair to say that's not 65 million pounds or
Happy
whatever it was.
birthday to Shamu.
Aw. But look how sweet their faces are.
Okay, we're going to have to put baby Shamu up into the back pool right now because she's not quite old enough to perform this next behavior. This next behavior does take a lot of trust and coordination on the part of both the trainers and the whale, and it's taken a long time to train this next behavior.
Well,
It sounds dangerous.
She didn't blow out the candles, though.
We had blown them out earlier. It's all iced down on there.
What is this next stunt or trick or behavior, as you call it? What is that going to be?
The next behavior is called a hydro hop, where the whale actually takes a person down, 36 down to the bottom of the pool, and then launches them up in the air, where the trainer will dive off the rostrum, or what people might call the nose of a killer whale. And you'll be able to see that in just a second here. Like I talked about the relationship a little bit earlier and how much trust it does take to perform these behaviors, all the killer whale trainers here have spent a lot of time with these whales. And looks like Sharon's getting all set to perform this behavior.
How long does it take to learn a trick like this, Julie?
Well, they take different amounts of time. Each whale takes, depending on their own background and how old they are and all that. This particular whale learns very quickly and could actually pick this behavior up within a week or so. Here she comes
There they
right
come.
now.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
How
Sharon and Shamu.
36 feet. That's very pretty.
And right now, you guys can wave goodbye to all the whales that you've met here today, including Shamu and baby Shamu. And we're going to get them out again right now. So
Will they
everybody-
wave back, or will we just look silly?
No, actually, they will wave back.
Oh,
If you put your hands up just like this,
Okay.
Okay.
and they're actually taking the signal from you. Wave your arms back and forth.
I hope this
just like
works.
this. They're going to look up at the screen.
Uh-huh.
Nobody record this at home and play it back, please.
Hi, Shamu. They're not doing it, Julie.
Okay, hang on just a second.
I'm not going to do this for
You guys
much
look
longer,
great,
Julie.
though.
I've done this before when I didn't want Steve to mess up my lipstick.
No, watch this. Here they come. They're going to see the signal now.
Okay.
Hey, come on, guys.
Come on, you guys. They're making
There you go. You got it. Very good.
really fun.
That was a lot of fun. I was a little skeptical about it, so I had this special puppet.
In case that
just in
Shamu
case
had-
just in case the remote didn't happen, you could wave your hands like that.
Like this, and
And I would go like this. Yes.
you know what we should do? We should probably hang on to that because Janet Hubert-Whitten is here today. She has a little baby who might want the little baby Shamu puppet. You guys know her. She's on the hit series Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She was. She has actually, surprised some of her fans by announcing that she is not going to be returning to that show. So today she'll reveal some of the personal details behind that departure. And maybe we'll get to meet the baby. I'm hoping I can talk her into that.
Also, John Gray is going to be here. He's a PhD, and he wrote the book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Yes.
I know you agree with that.
Amen.
And I've gone through this book. It has some interesting tidbits in there. We'll be asking him all kinds of
We're going to
questions. and
stir it up with that.
Get some questions from the audience as well.
Patrick Muldoon is here, ladies, from Days of Our Lives. And all of this something to live for.
And of course, we'll have the latest entertainment news from Sam Rubin. But first, Dr. Gray is going to be here. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow on John and Leeza, the guy who can't seem to keep his pants on, Marky Mark. The hot news in the entertainment world is from the video convention in Las Vegas, and our man Sam Rubin reports from there tomorrow.
have this book on my bedside table. I really do. Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. And the subtitle is A Practical Guide for Improving Communication and Getting What You Want in Your Relationships. I mean, that's what we all want. It's been helpful to me. We have the author here with us today, John Gray.
Hi, John.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead.
I know this book it's a New York Times bestseller,
Yes.
and it's been out for a while.
A year.
But people are still buying the
Yes.
thing because it really is a self-help book of sorts. How did you get the information to write the book?
Well, it's really through a lot of research of teaching seminars and having a marriage counseling practice for 20 years. And when I teach seminars to maybe 500 people, I'll say, how many men can relate to this? How many women can relate to this? So it's all very well documented in terms of people's real experience. And people relate to it. It's a phenomenon which is happening today. We're really recognizing we're different. There's nothing wrong with the differences. And to talk about it in a positive way without putting anybody down makes people feel more loving towards each other.
We do. We communicate differently even when we're trying to get at the same thing. Let's get right into it, John, if we may. Explain something to me. Why is it that men withdraw from situations? And it's so difficult to get them to get into the moment with you without them either physically or emotionally running away.
Well, first of all, it's a very common thing. It's one of the biggest complaints women have, and they think it's because of our childhood or we're psychologically disturbed or whatever. This is just a male thing. I say it's men are from Mars. We have a different way of coping with stress and with problems. When women have stress at the end of a day, they're exhausted, they're tired, the way they feel better is through opening up and talking to somebody they care about. Talk about this happened, oh, this happened. And what they want is just to share. They don't want to solve the problems, they just want to talk about it. But men, when they are stressed out, tired, or exhausted, what they want to do is withdraw. I call it go back into their cave. And on the cave there's a sign, and the sign says, do not enter or be burned by dragon. And women don't read that sign. It is annoying. And the thing about it is you learn how to work with it, then you can get what you want, but not always at that moment. See, what happens is when a guy's sort of withdrawn, she'll say, what's wrong? He'll say, and he's giving you a warning, he'll say, nothing. Now, she knows something's wrong because he's not his normal friendly self. So she thinks, now come on, what is it? And she's doing a loving thing to draw him out and ask more questions. And he starts to feel like, why are you bugging me? I'm fine, okay, leave me alone. And then they start to get in an argument. Instead, she needs to know the translation of what he really means. When he says, nothing's bothering me, what he really means in his language is nothing's bothering me that I can't handle alone. Just leave me alone for a while, and then I'll be back. And that's the most important thing. I'll be back.
So this happens with in my relationship.
It is frustrating. There's no doubt about it.
In my marriage, it's the other way around. My wife, I'm telling something on my wife here, she retreats.
Yes.
Right? But what I do is I go after her, and I make sure we work it out. It's not the easiest thing in the world. But now, do you counsel couples to do that? To say, let's sit down, let's work it out, or do you say, let the man or let the woman go away and have their space?
It depends whether it's a man or woman. You're doing the right thing. If she doesn't want to talk, a woman actually feels like he really does care because you come after her in a respectful way and just ask her what's going on. If she approves of that, that's a good thing. But what I counsel women is when a man doesn't seem to want to talk, ignore him. Leave him alone for a while. Act like everything's okay. And you might say, I really like to talk whenever you're ready to do it. Then, if he then forgets it, then come back to him and say,
Can you do that?
Well, when a woman says nothing, like you say, the guy says, oh, nothing's wrong. When a woman says nothing, honey, bull, that's not it. We've got real problems, and nothing does not mean that at all. Am I right?
that's right. It means
Absolutely. It means come in and reach into me because I want to talk to you about it, but I've got too much pride.
Does your husband retreat? Does he do
yes.
that? How do you handle it?
I usually do I'm sure what is the exact wrong thing. I get hurt by it. I get offended.
Well, you take it
I
personally.
chase after him, too.
What's
That's
wrong?
not the right... What's wrong, honey? Oh, come on, And then I start feeling like, well, you don't want to be with us. It's a problem with us. What do you mean? The family's all here. We haven't seen you all day. You don't want to be with us.
See, that's the thing, is when you understand the differences, you don't take it so personally. It's easier to deal with. But what you said a minute ago is a man says nothing, he means nothing's wrong that I can't deal with alone. Just leave me alone for a while. When a woman says nothing's bothering, what she really means is nothing's bothering me unless you really care. Then you'll stand here and look at me and you'll ask more questions. And that's what she's looking for. Those are like little tests to see if you care.
Do you give tests to your couples? Do you role play?
Oh, well, actually, the way I teach is I generally do both sides. I just stand up on stage and act out both sides, so it's really easy for people to see themselves, and then they learn that way.
Biggest mistake, what is it that either a man or a woman can make in a
Well, the
relationship?
common thing we men do, we talked about one of the biggest mistakes women do, which is try to get a guy to talk when he doesn't want to. The big mistake men do, which is why sometimes women don't want to talk to us, is when a woman starts to open up, she talks about problems. When she talks about problems, we want to jump right in there and solve those problems. We want to say,
you're right.
and one of our best ways to solve problems is to eliminate the problem.
Right.
So what we do is we minimize. We're experts as no big deal.
And that
Don't worry about
invalidates our
that.
feelings.
Which is the worst thing you can do. I've tried to do this a million times when my wife is hurting or there's a problem. My first instinct, just like you said, is to go in and say, let me fix this, let me do that, and it makes it worse. So
It makes it worse for her, and then it makes it worse for him because you've been helping and she's getting more irritable.
so is it better just to have empathy and feel her pain with her?
You kind of have to zip the lips for a little while, and you just hold back those solutions and try to see the world through her point of view. And occasionally make little noises, sincere, but like, oh, that's awful. Oh. And if you can't, and if you...
Thank you. Right, that's why we'd rather talk to our mothers sometimes than our husbands, because
Exactly.
Mom will say, oh, honey, you know, why do they treat you like that? It's so bad. And the husband's going, you shouldn't let them treat you that way.
That's exactly
Which
right.
makes us feel terrible.
This is a great example because where I learned this was my wife and her mother took them on a walk one day, and she would come every 3 months to visit us. And I listened to the way her mother listened to her. And she'd be talking about this happening, this happening, this happening, and her mother's going, oh, really? Oh, yeah. And her hands are moving around, and she's making all these... Now, not that I have to be like her mother, but I can certainly look at her, empathize, and not interrupt the flow. And that's what we tend to do. And we think we're helping, but we're not.
See, my wife with her mother, it's, you put too much sauce in the spaghetti sauce. That's the communication. We want to get some questions from the audience. We're going to take a break, be right back.
You guys can get involved.
Write it down in your calendars, ladies. Only 4 more days till Richard Simmons. Friday on John and Leeza. A J&L happy birthday wish to Uncle Milty. Milton Berle turns 85 years old today.
We're back. We're talking with John Gray about relationships, and we do have questions from the audience.
Yeah, a gentleman says, how do I solve constant arguing between myself and my girlfriend?
Well, the basic answer there is to remember arguments destroy relationships. And since it's a man asking, I'll give him the solution. What he can do is when he starts to find himself getting angry at the person he loves the most, he needs to remember why she's with him in the first place. For 1,000,000 years, women have gone to men for one main purpose, security, a man to provide protection. And that doesn't change suddenly when we have 911 numbers and police. Women still want their men to be a harbor of safety. And when a man starts to argue and get mad, we have a tendency to do it differently. We start pointing our finger, we start getting real righteous about it. It scares a woman, and she will tend to bend into it, or she might fight, but it destroys the relationship. So I really encourage men, when they're angry, calm down, count to 30, do multiplication problems, get logical, and then once you calm down, you can come back in a centered way, talk again. For a woman,
very good advice.
Now, I don't give that advice for women. It's very important for women to culture the ability, the freedom to express anger. Now, not all men can hear anger, but for a man to gradually learn to make it safe for his partner to be angry. Because when a woman expresses anger, it goes away. When a man expresses anger, he generally doesn't go away unless you change. He demands a change.
That's
We
very
were
valuable.
talking about communication, Leeza and I, but before you came on, how to express yourself, what words to use. I made this mistake recently when I used the words, I can't. What happened was my wife had forgotten that she was going to drive carpool, and I had to come to work here, and she found out that she had an important business meeting, and she said, John, I need you to help me. It's an emergency. I need you to drive carpool. And I said, I can't. Instead of saying, how can we solve this? Are there certain words? And I know I was wrong, and I destroyed that moment for the rest of the day.
Well, the reason probably that was destroyed
John,
is
you're
you had
so
a...
good. You are. You're so concerned.
then.
You're an
It was
involved
a
male.
concerned answer, but a quick solution never works. If it's a big problem, it's like, if you know your answer is I can't do it, you don't say it right away. That's a solution. First, you want to empathize. Remember, whenever a woman's upset, the first thing she needs is some kind of validation. gee, this is a problem. What are we going to do? I don't know. I really want to do this, but I've got to get to the show. And what are we going to do? Who can we call? So you get her involved in it like you really care, and you do care. But the thing that women misunderstand is when men care, what we want to do is give an efficient, quick answer. That's because, for again, 1,000,000 years, our role was hunters. And what hunters learn to do is be fast and be quick. And when they're out communicating, they don't have long sentences. They make little bird calls to each other. They make noises. Whereas women are all at home for 1,000,000 years learning to talk to each other, talk to the kids, teach language skills. They have us beaten by communication by a long run. Even our brains are different. Women have the communication center actually develops in the brain in little girls before in boys.
I've always known that.
They have 40% more connective tissue between the left side where the communication is and where the feelings are on the right side. So naturally, women are much more adept at expressing feelings. They just come out and they talk. Whereas see, men, when a lot of feelings come up, we go over on the left side of our brain and think about it. Now, wait a second. Do I want to act on this? Does this make sense? What does it mean? Then we go over and check out the feelings on the right side. So it's a different orientation.
How can we score points with each other? How can women score points with men?
Well, again, knowing what our different emotional needs are is what makes the most sense. And if you go down the list of the things that really work well for men, and this is what women don't know. Women generally try to score points by doing lots of nice things. Mothering and being kind to him. The real key is what men need most is whenever he does anything for you, acknowledge it, appreciate it. Oh, you emptied the trash. Now, that seems little. And some women go, why do I have to acknowledge him for emptying the trash when I empty it all the time? But the truth is, if you want to stroke a man's ego, you acknowledge the things that he does, and then if he doesn't do them, you don't tell him how to do it better. You don't offer advice. That's the biggest complaint
Thanks
men
for dressing the kids, but I hate that outfit.
Exactly. If he dresses the kids, let the outfit
Sounds like you've been there.
That doesn't match.
and the last one on the list there is don't make a big deal if he gets lost driving. And women go, I hate that when he gets lost. But I have to tell you a wonderful story. When I was courting my wife, I took her to a resort, and I got lost. I pulled over the side of the road. I realized I was in the wrong state. I was sweating. Oh my gosh, look what's happened. This is terrible. And she did the most wonderful thing. She looked around. She said, I don't know where we are either, but this is a wonderful place. Maybe we can come here sometime. I thought, this is the woman I want to marry. Can you relate to that?
I can relate to it, except I would hear gnashing of teeth through that nice comment.
Oh, but you were courting. Would she still say that now?
Right, in the courting. Right now, it's not exactly the same, but she works at it. She works at it a lot.
Well, thanks for all the great advice. It's great to have you come back anytime.
We've got more to talk about, so we'll do that. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thanks to our audience members. Coming up next, Leeza's going to be with Janet Hubert-Whitten. Take a break. Be right back.
Call your girlfriends. The man voted one of the 10 sexiest bachelors on daytime TV. Patrick Muldoon is here, so stay with us.
That many women in the workplace face at some time in their careers, but Janet Hubert-Whitten made show business news last week with an announcement that becoming a mother had affected her on the job. Now, she says the situation caused her to leave her role as Aunt Viv on the hit sitcom Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She joins us today to tell how her new role as a real-life working mom may have affected her work on TV. Please welcome Janet Hubert-Whitten. I know has had no sleep. You're looking good.
Thank you very much.
Haven't had any sleep since the little guys
I
were
haven't
born,
had sleep
have
in,
you?
let's say, 5 months. Yeah. About 5 months, yeah.
Let's get right to it, Janet.
Okay.
What is the story? This shocked a lot of people.
I know.
What happened?
Well, last season, I had a very difficult pregnancy. I was very high risk. Eli was late, just like Vivian's baby was late. Eli was extremely late. I worked up until the day that I had him and came back 3 weeks later. Well, I had
that's
some
good.
hormonal difficulties at the studio. I admit that. Somebody would say good morning and I'd start to cry. Or sometimes I would say, oh, shut up, what is good about it, you know? And I think it was taken the wrong way, you know? So what they essentially offered me was 13 episodes, which was half of my salary. And then I was contractually bound to not work anyplace else. And I said, I can't do that. Because if you take away half my salary, then you tell me I can't work anyplace else, and then you don't offer me any child care, what do? I needed to be able to support my son. I needed to be able to work, and I needed the freedom to be able to go elsewhere and put the roof back on my home that they blew off.
While you're shooting the episodes,
Right.
up until the day before you had that baby,
Up until the day.
What was the mood like with your coworkers? Were they supportive?
They had to get used to the fact that I was not the happy, running, laughing person that I was the season before.
Now, what's your feeling? That as a pregnant woman, they should make allowances for that?
As a pregnant woman, some days, you know, you don't feel like smiling, you don't have to smile. Everybody had a mother, and the decision was made by a lot of men, I think. That's what I gather, and, you know, you got to remember, they all had moms. It's a very difficult situation for me right now, so I'm trying not to be bitter about it. I'm trying to just sort of go on and live my life. But what I had to say to the public was that in the press, they were making it sound like I was asking for millions and millions of dollars. What I asked for was that they keep my salary the same for fewer episodes. So that meant that they didn't have to give any more money. They just had to pay me the same salary that I made last year.
I want to read, we did ask NBC their position on this, and I'm sure you know this. Their statement is that NBC and NBC Productions and Quincy Jones Productions were unable to reach an agreement in renegotiating Janet Hubert-Whitten's contract for next season with The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She will not be returning to the show. This sounds final. Is it final in your mind?
In my mind, it's final, and in my mind, I'm trying to go ahead and get another job and raise my son. But
Well, now, you're the primary breadwinner in your family, is that correct?
Yeah, my husband and I are both artists, so that, you know, that artistic life is sometimes you work, sometimes you don't, sometimes, you know, you're up and you're down. When I went into this business, I realized that that was the way it was going to be. But my whole feeling and anger that I had is that they waited until the last minute, a month before we were supposed to go back to work, and did this. If I had known that the train wreck was coming, I could jump off the track.
You were probably feeling very out of control. When I was pregnant,
Totally.
I wanted to get back to work immediately because I knew
did.
that. It was safe. I didn't know anything about being a mother.
I know. This has been hard with being a new mother, all of the, you know, sleepless nights and all of that, and then suddenly we have to worry about our home and our safety and our well-being. A month before, all of that security was there.
You had a tough time. You gained...
I gained 65 pounds.
65 pounds.
I had a good time being pregnant.
But you live your life in the public eye, and the scrutiny that you
It
come
was
under
very
is
hard.
unbearable.
Some nights on Fridays before tapings, I would hide behind the set because I got rolled out in a wheelchair the last show because I was so big I could not get down the hall. And I was in the supermarket the other day and somebody was saying, Whitney Houston's so big, she gained, you know, all this weight. And I said, excuse me, but she's pregnant.
Well, thank you. Aren't they mean to Whitney in the tabloids?
Yes, they are. And
they
I
are so
said
mean.
3 months ago I was 205, you know?
Yeah. And look at you now. Can we bring your little guy out? I was hoping to meet him.
This is the problem.
You're the problem. The beautiful problem. Oh, he is so gorgeous. Hello, precious. Well, how are you?
Thank you.
How are you? And your mom gained
my
all that weight
hormonal
with
health.
you. My goodness.
Well, you know what? He was worth it.
Now, you really do look great. I know chasing after him is part of it. But don't you have a gym that's
I do. I'm in the process of trying to open up a studio, which will be my sole, you know, source of income at this point. So I have to make it work. It's called Gyrotonics, and a friend of mine developed and produces this exercise machine that you can row on it, bike on it, and swim on it, and jump on it, and everything.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's got about 150 functions. It's made out of wood, and it's quite beautiful.
I want to give this to little Precious. Hey, darling, you want to make friends with baby Shamu? You know, it's
so
very
beautiful.
difficult being a working mom
It is.
and keeping it all
really is.
together.
It's real. It's very real.
What are your secrets?
No sleep, no food, no showers, no, let's see, total care for him, you know? You find this energy that you never had.
Amazing reserve.
You thought you never had it. I have such a new appreciation for my mother. I call her every day and I say, I don't believe you had 7. I'm
mom
dying
had
with
7?
one. She had 7 children.
And you don't know where you're going to get the energy to get with this one.
Some days, but you find it. I mean, I wake up with all those feedings and you're like this, you know, the bottle is hanging out of his mouth and you're asleep and he's screaming. You wake up and you just go, you got to do it. That's mothers. That's women. We are quite fierce.
We are fierce.
We are fierce.
Don't you have somewhere this innate sense of survival that you know you're going to be okay?
I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine because I'm not going to lie down and die about this. I'm not going to sit around and be morbid. I love the show. I love the cast. It makes me sad that I have to go through this. But that's survival, you know? That's being a strong woman. That's being a strong black woman. We have always had a hard time, and it's okay. I will survive.
I'm sure you will and do beautifully. You guys take good care of each other. Janet, thanks so much. Janet Hubert-Whitten, lovely to see you. Sam Rubin is up next. Hope you guys can stay with us. He is so gorgeous.
On tomorrow's show, Clint Black, John Forsythe, Dr. Barbara Polland with some parenting tips. Sam Rubin's going to be have a report from the Las Vegas Video Convention. And Marky Mark remotes.
Marky Mark is going to be in Las Vegas, and he is not the only star. You know, this Video Software Dealers Association, that has kind of a boring name, really, doesn't it? But almost every star you can imagine is in Las Vegas, has been there, or will be there, because they are all into home video in a big way.
Will you be working out with Marky Mark?
I will be working out with Marky Mark, maybe not on the convention floor, but speaking about working out, Cindy Crawford has a new exercise video, and here is word on a surprising, I think, surprising exercise video. Among be selling her latest concert video. The fact of the matter is that Tanya, too, is joining the celebrity video fitness craze. Tanya says she has a new video that will teach you how to stay fit in a country sort of way. Among her diet tips, I presume, is to skip all that gravy. But Tanya says that a lot of people don't like to work out to rock or disco music, that she likes to work out to country tunes, and her tape will feature her voice and her moves. And looking at Tanya and many of her form-fitting outfits certainly indicates that this is one country recipe for fitness that must be working. Heading right back to work is actress Peggy Lipton. You remember Peggy from TV's Mod Squad? And then after a big layoff, Peggy came back in a big way on TV's Twin Peaks. Well, now Peggy is involved in another hush-hush TV project. It's a series called Angel Falls, set in another oddball community. Producers are trying to keep the cast quiet, but we've learned that co-starring with Peggy will be handsome star James Brolin. As you might expect, Peggy Lipton says that working in front of the camera is her cup of tea. Oh. Who writes this? Anyway, and from one popular TV blonde to another, look for Sybil Shepherd to return to TV series work, and soon at least 2 of the big 4 networks are interested in working with Sybil, and why not? She has a few good ideas of her own, including one where she would again play a TV detective. Sybil joins a long list of TV stars who have taken time away from the tube and are anxious to come back, including Larry Hagman, who we heard from here, Bill Cosby, and Dick Van Dyke. The big theme in TV seems to be familiar faces in familiar roles, and of course that's the thing that network executives are comfortable with. We know Bill Cosby plays a great spy. Let's have him do it again.
I want to apologize for ruining one of your suits the other day.
Oh.
Sam was nice enough. I came on the air with him and his compatriots at the local TV show here in Los Angeles, and they brought me a cake at the end of our performance.
Right.
I blew out the candles, and I blew icing all over his new suit.
Because, you know, John is a big guy, and frankly, there were a lot of candles on that cake. And when he blows them out, it's just,
I thought you were going to go for that cheap hot air line.
Right. No.
You didn't get scalded or anything,
No,
did you?
no, but it was just this.
Ruined the suit.
Totally.
On live television, just.
I'm gonna bring it in.
Thanks for keeping him on a sugar rush, though. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Sam.
We're going to be back in just a minute with one of the sexiest bachelors on daytime TV. How can you...
A promotional fee has been paid for by American Greetings Corporation. American Greetings, a thought that counts.
Our next guest was named one of daytime television's hottest bachelors by Playgirl magazine, and he's been doing a pretty good job of living up to that image as Austin Reed on Days of Our Lives.
Take a look at this clip.
To hurt you. I know. I never meant to hurt you either. It just made me so angry.
You have every right to be angry.
Love is about sharing, right? And it's also about forgiveness.
Call from Patrick Muldoon. How bad, how are you? Good to see you.
Patrick, welcome.
It looks like we may have brought the fan club with us.
Oh, maybe. Thanks, guys.
So this is just from 1 year soap? Is that all you've been on?
Yes, 1 year, almost to the day.
Well, yeah, because didn't you get this job right out of college?
It was actually, yeah, pretty close.
Pretty
close, yeah.
And you were, what, playing football?
I was playing football, I was modeling, I was doing a lot of different things, and just working as an actor, you know, just going from one thing to the next, and this just fell in my lap.
You were doing this Calvin Klein thing, weren't you?
Yeah, yeah. Not in underwear like Marky Mark, though, but...
Now, how do you have the body for the Calvin Klein ads and beef up to be a football player, too?
Well, it's kind of like you mix and match. You have kind of a body for football and kind of a body for modeling, and, you know, you have to make a choice, and that's what I had to do. And so I decided to leave football and pursue acting.
Playgirl magazine is one of those magazines. Well, now, they didn't do it against your will, right?
No.
Okay.
I mean, this is quite a compliment to be named one of the sexiest bachelors on television.
Absolutely.
But Playgirl magazine is one of those magazines that usually the men are naked in, are they not?
I wouldn't know, but that's what I hear, yeah.
Yes, that's right.
That's right.
Because I haven't picked up one lately. But you're not, are you naked in it?
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
It's funny because, you know, we have soap press and a lot of stuff, and since I've been on the show, I've been blessed with a lot of, you know, coverage, newspaper clippings and stuff like that. So at home, my mother has like a stack of stuff.
Your little scrapbook.
Yes, but you won't find the Playgirl there. So
She doesn't have it?
she didn't go buy it. I guess she was afraid, you know, to try and look for me.
Can
She
you
might
imagine? Can you
fall on a different...
Son.
Henry! Mom never knew.
Right. So,
That's kind of cute, though.
yeah, and so my friends, as the people who, you know, don't buy Playgirl, they say, yeah, I heard Muldoon's in Playgirl, so they assume that I'm naked.
This is a major score for you, isn't it, with the guys?
With my buddies?
They must think like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're,
Yeah.
you know, they give me a
John's
little
very
flack.
impressed, I know.
No, it's very impressed.
Would you do it?
Stop this.
Would you do it?
What, in Playgirl? What, naked in Playgirl?
I mean, if you were
Absolutely
named
not.
one of the sexiest on television, would you do?
Well, there's not a chance I would be named that, but sure.
Oh,
Now, was
I
that
would
the
do any
question?
magazine who wants to put me in. If you name me that, I'm there for you.
Okay.
All right.
That's all I wanted to hear. I think that was a yes.
We have the, we share the same makeup artist this week as you do on Days of
Yes, I was very excited.
And she tells me, I said, you gotta tell me something about Patrick. She says you do a great De Niro and Pacino imitation. Let me hear it. Either one, or both.
This is funny. Wow. Okay, Pacino is tough, because I do Pacino from Scarface and every other letter,
Right, exactly.
you know. But De Niro, you know, he kind of squints up his forehead, you know, and like from Raging Bull, he's like, hey, put my robe on right, you know, and like squints up his face like that. And Pacino, he kind of has a, I don't know, turns up his lip.
Very nice.
She also told us that it's pretty hot behind the scenes of that show, and I know you have some video of behind the scenes of Days of Our Lives, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Yes,
Can
I
we
do.
roll that now, and you want to talk us through it?
Okay.
Oh, here we are.
Everybody's got their own dressing room. It's kind of like a bomb shelter hallway. There's millions of doors, actors in little crevices. I'm just walking through the dressing room area. This is Chrissy Clark's dressing room. She plays my girlfriend on the show. And
She's like
I'm gonna stop
19,
in
isn't
and
she?
see what Chrissy's up to. She's a very serious actress.
Just barging in.
I'm just kind of barging in on her.
You didn't even knock.
I didn't knock, but hi, Christy. I guess I kind of walked in at the wrong time. That's, you know. Plays Lucas on the show. Christy plays my girlfriend on the show. Yeah, she plays my girlfriend. We kind of have this thing on the side, too. Oh, she loves me, but...
Were you practicing there? Is that what that was?
But I guess, yeah, these rehearsals in a soap opera dressing room.
How many times a week do you have to kiss?
You know what? When I was coming onto the show, I was, you know, I'm going to be on a soap opera. There's a lot of love scenes, a lot of sex scenes, hot scene stuff. My character has been celibate on the show. I haven't been in the bed once.
Darn the luck, huh?
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, what is this, guys? Come on, talking to the writers. But anyway, I don't have to kiss that much. There'll be spurts, you know, but like once a month,
Yeah.
have a kissing scene.
Wow.
But,
So you're hoping to move on to the bedroom? Is this...
Well, I'm always up for it. Good question, yeah. I'm always up for a change of pace.
Okay, Patrick.
Patrick, good luck on the show. We appreciate you coming.
Thank you very
And
much.
thanks for the home movies. Nice job.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, next time we want to really get inside. All right. Patrick, Muldoon.
We'll take a break. Be right back. Stay with us.
Thursday, everywhere he goes, the girls are screaming. Blossom's Joey Lawrence on John and Leeza from Hollywood. guest stay at the Century Plaza, offering the finest in luxury service and Southern California style, adjacent to Beverly Hills on LA's fashionable west side, the Century Plaza Hotel and Tower.
Show today.
A lot of different stuff. I really liked John Gray, the gentleman who was telling us about the marriage and relationship tips.
I didn't get to ask him one of my questions that really is a concern for me. I think that I'm smothering Steve, or mothering him, I should say, because I'm always reminding him or fixing him like, oh, honey, you look better in the blue shirt, and don't forget your keys. Remember, you wanted to call so-and-so, and, I can see that would be really annoying.
I sort of like a little bit of that. I really do.
That sort of,
I like to be taken care of a little bit. My wife is really very, very good at that.
see, but John, you're like a saint. Do
I'm
you know
not a
that John writes love letters, are you embarrassed, writes love letters to his wife once a week? How great is that?
I get it back, though.
That is so wonderful. Well, you're an exception.
Ron, do we have that tape of Shamu? Because that was another one of my
Here's the big
baby
stunt.
Shamu. Here, this is from underwater. Watch this. Look at that. Look at me over in the corner. Wow.
She could be in the Olympics.
Yes, and so could we. The Olympic waving competition.
That was a low moment on the show.
How stupid did we look? They were just doing that to us too. Hey guys, go like this.
Look at this. And the whales are thinking, what?
What are they doing? Are
No
we supposed to
one-
wave back?
They look
Wave
really
back at the
silly.
stupid idiot, guys.
And the one on the end was kind of doing flips. That must be big Shamu. They are adorable.
Stay with us. Be right back.
Tomorrow, Clint Black and two-time Golden Globe Award winner John Forsythe.
Big show tomorrow. We're going to try and settle Leeza down after that Shamu incident. Sam Rubin's going to be here, Marky Mark from Vegas. And is it true that Regis and Kathy Lee set you up with Clint Black?
That is actually true. Isn't that a funny
And
story?
you went on a date with him?
Years ago, I said on a talk show that I thought Clint Black was hot. So I was on
Before
Regis
you were
Kathy
married?
Lee, and they brought him out. I was so embarrassed, and they sit us around the park in a horse-drawn carriage. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah, well, he's going to be on the show. We got to talk to him about it.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm
John,
sure he'll love to relive that memory.
did he wear his hat?
Almost the whole time, almost through the entire theater show that we went to see.
Oh, boy. And John Forsythe's going to be here, too. You haven't been out with him, have you?
I have not. Thanks for this, John.
No,
I really
I'm sorry.
appreciate
I'm
this
sorry.
position. It's going to be a fun show. We hope to see you back here next time. Thanks
Thanks for being here. We'll see you.